Welcome all to day 44 of the counting of the Omer. I hope everybody has been able to enjoy some of this gorgeous weather that we've had during the day. We are now in week number 7, our last week on the river together, as we glide towards a pinnacle moment, the receiving of the Torah on day number 50 on the holiday known as Shavuot. For this last week, we are exploring the Sefirah called Malchut. And this is a Sefirah that appears at the way down bottom of the tree and is actually right under that midpoint of Yisad. Sometimes it's actually depicted all the way down at our toes. And in our water imagery, it can be thought of as the mouth of the river. I have my little, where'd it go? No, right here, sorry. I have my little Malchut representative here, the mouth of the river, where all the energies of the previous Sefirot gather and flow into the big waters or the ocean. Malchut can be described as sovereignty. It is also called Shechinah, the indwelling inside of us presence of God. And it is also referred to as the mouth, as in the mouth of the river, referring to the Malchut Shechinah, which Rabbi Margolius teaches, symbolizes the Torah Sheb al Peh, the Torah that comes from the mouth, the oral Torah. And it's an element of our tradition that empowers us as creators. And for our time this week, this final week, it is the idea of Malchut as our mouths and the process by which we create speech that I'd like to focus on. As always, there are many, many ways to interpret and understand the Sefirot, and no one way is right or wrong or better than the other. This is the paradigm, the structure that I'm working from IJS in large part, and I'm very grateful to them. Now, Rabbi Margolius explains that this dimension of speech creates a great responsibility to be mindful of our speech in daily living. And with Malchut, we are asked to take care that the words we say out loud, the words expressed in our social media posts, the words in our emails, reflect our best selves, our sacred core, our Malchut, or Shechinah. Our intention is to speak words which will be as words of Torah. That's what we're going for. And when we're able to do that, we create the conditions that manifest the presence of the divine. And when we speak, we are manifesting all of our inner qualities, which include all of the qualities we have been exploring these past weeks. Our speech is a clear reflection of who we are, and speech also often precedes our actions. So speech is a critical element of creation in the physical world. This includes what we say and what we don't say. In both speech and in silence, we are given opportunities to create wholeness, healing, and thriving in this world. Or we may create divisiveness, isolation, hurt, and pain with our words. And with tonight's particular quality of Gevurah, wise boundaries in Malchut, we might reflect on what sort of boundaries and discipline we need to consider in order to contribute to the former. What sort of compassionate discipline might we need to speak words that contribute to wholeness rather than divisiveness? Do we speak from impulse? Do our words shoot out sometimes from intense emotions like anger, jealousy, hurt, fear, or anxiety? Do we speak when it is better to remain silent? Or do we not speak and remain silent when we should speak? What systems can we put in place to hit the pause button before our speech tumbles out? How can we apply discipline to our systems as always, with and in service of chesed, loving kindness. What Gevurah, what strength do we need to form words that represent our best selves? A lot of questions to consider this week when it comes to our habits of speech. And so we bless. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al sfirat ha'omer. Blessed are you, source of life, spirit of the world, who has sanctified us with commandments and commanded us to count the Omer. Hayom arba'a ve'arba'im yom, shehem shisha shavuot, u'shnei yamim la'omer. Today is day 44, which is 6 weeks and 2 days of the Omer. Erev Tov.